That's amazing.
How you doing, man?
Not bad.
Good. How's training?
Good.
Good.
Hit 300 yesterday in sleeves.
Is that over TV or?
Yeah, it is a 20 kilo PB.
Wow, there you go. So we have to let's just get mobile and move.
Think about what we always used to tell guys. If you better CrossFit, split training like a powerlifter.
Pretty much.
Guys, what is up? It is Raul here coming to you today with something RXD. Today I'm joined with Ben, Jake and Patrick. How you guys going?
Good. Yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Hanging out in the garage, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
It's a warehouse, bro.
It's a
The warehouse.
It's a
warehouse.
fancy garage.
It's not an abandoned mechanical workshop at all.
It was a scooter workshop.
I was going to say it used to be a scooter workshop.
A scooter workshop, yeah, okay, yeah.
So let's just hear a little bit of background on you guys. Maybe let's start with this side.
I'm a
Talk
powerlifter.
about it afterwards.
Powerlifter?
Yeah.
Just an average powerlifter or?
Nah, I'm like,
Why don't we just stop for a second, actually? So over here we have Patrick Morrison, who's
yeah,
the current
just shut up.
Just shut up, man. That's one.
Yeah, just shut up, man.
There's a drinking game going on over there.
Number one TBC Australia, 82.5 kilo powerlifter. Just number one Australian all-time total. Ranked number 10 in the world, 82.5 kilos. Yeah.
So you kind of know what you're talking about when it comes to strength.
Pretty much.
That's great.
Yeah.
Over here?
I'm Pat's coach. I've competed predominantly in strongman. Under 90 state log record holder. Like one of the top under 90 under 105 guys in SA. Became second national log nationals last year. Yeah, dabbled a little bit in ollie lifting, a little bit through powerlifting, stuff like that as well. So predominantly just kind of a bit of a jack of all trades, but focus mainly on strongman.
Awesome.
So I'm Ben, sports scientist. You shut up.
Useless
Sports
lifter.
scientist. Sort of semi-retired powerlifter. Had a few Australian records back in the day.
When the
It was a
Fed
while
first
ago.
started.
It was a while ago. Oh, shut up, Pat.
This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, this is
gonna be
good. Yeah, there's a drinking game going on. Predominantly work in strength coaching and rehab at the moment, so injury rehab-y type stuff. So yeah.
So how did you guys all get into training and lifting and like doing it in a serious sort of way?
I used to be fat. That's why I started the gym. I don't know. I was just strong. Why did I start competing?
I actually have a story about that.
I think
Can I tell?
I think we were just talking about it. Like you should probably start.
Can I tell you
with
what-
powerlifting.
You made me do that novice meet.
Yeah, but we was just seeing something like when powerlifting first kind of started popping up with FPG, we were looking at some of the numbers floating around and stuff like that. And we were looking at what Pat lifts, and I'm like, man, I think you should probably give this a look, and I think you'd do alright.
What sort of numbers were you lifting when you first started?
I think my first novice meet, I hit like a.
You went 230.
No, I think I only did like 220 that meet.
It was 220, 230. Wasn't it?
Yeah, 220
I think you were
squat.
still squatting high bar back
Yeah,
then too.
like 220 or 230 high bar squat, like a 135 bench, I reckon. And I think I
You would've been
pulled
pulling
like
around-
250.
I was going to say you would have been pulling around 250 then as
Yeah.
well.
And that was with very little training at the time or any training?
No, I'd been training for a while, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was just doing like 5-3-1. Not sure if you've heard of like
Yeah,
5-3. Yeah, so I was
yeah.
just following Jim Wendler's 5-3-1, more or less. Not really training that hard either.
Yeah.
It was just I was strong.
And how long have you been doing that for? A couple of years or
Kind of.
just kind of casual gym goers?
Just casually doing that. Maybe like 12 months because before that I'd slipped like a disc in my back like a couple of years beforehand. So I stopped squatting and just basically stopped deadlifting because I was just too scared of hurting my back. Yeah.
What about yourself, Jake?
Initially, man, I was actually far more into like cardiovascular type stuff. When I was younger, like probably my first introduction to weights was I used to do a fair bit of back training. I used to do competitive archery. Did that for a long time during my teen years.
Oh, sweet.
Then when I got older, I got really into like cardio type stuff because I wanted to join the military. I had a motorbike accident and broke 2 bones in that leg, and then that pretty much ended my running career pretty quickly after that. When I first moved over here from Victoria, one of my mates introduced me to strength training and just kind of went from there. Then, funnily enough, it was actually Ben that got me into a competition for the first time, which was just like a little charity deadlift event held by Limbos back in the day.
Yeah.
And then everything just escalated from there, man. And a couple of years later, and yeah.
So how did you guys all come to meet?
Mitchell Park, anytime.
Mitchell Park anytime.
Yeah.
The email you sent me.
Yeah. I was kind of like starting to get a little bit interested in powerlifting. I'd never known anyone that did it.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Ben deadlift for one day down there, and I was like, holy shit, people deadlift 200 kilos? This guy's amazing. That probably has changed. Yeah, and I remember shooting him an email. I'd be like, oh man, it'd be really cool if I could sit down with you one day and kind of pick your brain about stuff and go over shit from there.
He actually said he didn't want to approach me in the gym because
That's right.
he thought I looked like I would have eaten him alive or killed him. Which, to be fair, if you had approached me at that phase in my career when I was at the gym, I probably would have actually hit you. But yeah, it was quite an amusing email because I think he assumed that I was going to savage him, and then I just gave him a nice, happy, cheerful reply, and it all just escalated from there.
That's it, yeah.
But I'll actually Pat is actually an interesting one because I was working in a gym down at Westlakes for a while, and this is when I was in undergrad, and he came down and he'd obviously heard about my career as a powerlifter, and anyway, he rocks in and I just do a quick movement screen. Yep, squats look good at a movement screen level. So what's your sort of average squat, Pat? And he goes, 200. I go, yeah, all right, this is just going to be one of those pathetic 116, 200 kilo squats, whatever. So chuck 100 kilos on a bar, squat, so it looks pretty good. Okay, 140, yeah, cool, looks good. 180, yeah, okay. Chuck 200 on a bar, squat, so it makes it look basically no training, no coaching. He just walks into the gym, squats 200.
High bar. Because
Yeah,
I didn't know what low bar was.
Yeah, no reps. And at this point, I'm like just standing there and I'm just like, I'm like, who the
Ben's
is
like,
this
"Fuck
guy
me."
and where did he come from? Yeah. So like, Pat was strong from the point he came out of the wound, and then he just got stronger from there. So, but I will say, like, working here and working in the gym where Pat trains, like, there is a reason why he is the strongest guy in the country right now, and that is because he has the best work ethic in the country. Like, there are some days I'll come to work in the afternoon and I'll coach 3 or 4 clients and I'll do a bit of my own training, and he'll be here training when I get to work and he'll still be here training when I leave. And it's like, you know, you can't question work ethic like that. Like, it's just incredible.
When did you decide to take it seriously? Like,
After my first novice meet. Yeah.
is it because you saw that you had talent for it, or?
It was because I walked in, started like warming up, like did my squats. No one really paid much attention. Did my bench, and then like Fuzzy was standing in a corner warming up with Jordan Steffens and David Toomer.
Toomer did that.
Yeah, and they were warming up, and I think they had like 220 on the bar. And I walked up and I'm like, "Oh, can I join in?" And they just sort of looked at me. They're like, "Yeah, sure." So I just walked up and I was pulling sumo at the time, just pulled it, and Fuzzy watched it. He's like, turns around, he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm just like, "What? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm just warming up, bro." But yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, you know," he's like, "I want you to come down here and train."
Yeah.
So I think it was like 4 weeks or 4 or 5, maybe even 6 weeks after that novice meet, I did my first sanctioned meet.
Yeah.
And that was after like Fuzzy was like, "Oh, here's some knee wraps." So I went and hit like I think like a 230 or 240 in knee wraps. And then after that, he's like, "Oh, by the way, you're squatting high bar. This is what a low bar is." And I just went from there.
Now, I've got like 100 questions to kind of pick you guys' brains on. All right, let's start with just basic like strength training, and you know, just what your thoughts are on best practices for if somebody wants to get stronger, right? What are some of the biggest mistakes that people come to you with, whether it be CrossFit athletes or just average population, that maybe they have misconceptions of when it comes to getting stronger, or things they could be doing, like really simple just improvements that they could do, programs they could follow, etc.
I think I can start with one, and I think we'll all agree, because we do not agree on anything in this gym. But I think there's one that we
Yeah,
can
Jake and
all
I agree on a lot of things.
No. If you are moving like shit,
Yeah.
everything is going to be shit. So if you come into a gym and your squat looks like shit, it does not matter what you do, your squat is still going to be shit. You need to move well before you can think about doing anything else. And that's one thing Jake does very well, and does quite a lot better than I do, is he can identify movement flaws in people really super quickly and really subtle changes. I think that's one thing all three of us actually agree on.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, man. Like, see so many people come in. It's actually like kind of a running joke I make with a lot of like my massage clients in particular. A lot of people roll down here and they just think that they're going to walk in, we're going to get them straight in like heavy triples and doubles and all that kind of stuff. And they're just the movement patterns there. Like their self-awareness, their spatial awareness, all that kind of stuff, their body proprioception is just non-existent in them. Like it's actually really, really funny situation. Like I use my girlfriend Jess as an example. She's a really well accomplished junior powerlifter. She walked in here and she was already pretty strong. Like, you know, she was squatting well over 100 kilos, pulling like, you know, 140 thereabouts. I saw her squat. This is before we were dating, and I'm just like, yeah, cool. That looks like shit. You're not squatting more than an empty bar until it doesn't. And it was just, and the funny thing is, she, like using that kind of methodology with her, where it was just reinforcing better movement patterns and teaching her to like lift properly, rather than just kind of YOLOing the whole movement, and hoping for the best, and that will somehow go up. Over the next 3 months, she probably made more progress than she'd made in the prior year and a half of training before that, just because everything was moving in the right method, so movement patterns were safer, and she could actually identify weaknesses within herself properly. So that's like a huge one that we do down here is movement pattern analysis. It's one thing that makes Pat such an amazing lifter. Like when you look at technical breakdown of like one of his 90% squats versus the movement, 60% squat for him, they're virtually the same. There's very, very few lifters that can move that way, and like it's particularly evident in his squat.
This is practice.
Yeah, and it's just honed in. Like that's another thing. Like we're seeing an mistake with a lot of newbies, which goes back to what we were joking before about people just think they're going to do 5s and 3s. People just shy away from volume like way too much.
They all just want to lift heavy,
Yeah,
and they want to be strong yesterday.
Yeah.
Like that's their problem. It takes years to develop strength. And I mean, you know, you can add like quite a few kilos to a lift by just correcting the movement pattern.
Yeah,
that's sweet. But you know, then as soon as that's corrected, they're just like, you see it all the time because people still here. They just want to like, I want to add more weight now. I want to add more weight. I want to add more weight. It's not the way you get stronger. Like you need to do it progressively over time.
Sub-maximal training, working on position, just working on refining your groove with everything. Like 1 RMs are not the be-all and end-all of strength training. 3 RMs are not the be-all and end-all of strength training. Sometimes, like, you know, it's a justifiable PR just because you moved the weight in a better position. Like, you know, if you're trying to do a squat and you're all keeled over and one of your knees is touching your other knee and stuff, yeah, you might be able to reinforce that over the next 12 months and add a couple kilos to it. But that's not a sustainable movement pattern to be going through your whole career. Like, put the yards in early. Like, you know, when you're a newbie, you can come into the gym and just beat it for an hour and you're going to get stronger. So you may as well use that to just, like, you know, build up volume and establish better movement patterns.